Hello to everyone who loves the fig aroma. Today, together with you, we will prepare fermented tea from the fig leaves and, of course, taste it. It is not only tasty, but a very healthy drink. Since ancient times, fig leaves has been used in medicine by Avicenna and other famous healers of the past. A decoction of fig leaves is still used in folk medicine in the treatment of many diseases. Making fig tea consists of 6 steps. The first step is to collect fig leaves. It is recommended to do it at the end of the season when the leaves contain the maximum amount of nutrients. I cut just a few leaves at the top of the shoots so as not to damage it. It is better to do it in the morning. The second step is washing the leaves. I change the water several times until it stays clean. The third step is pre-drying. The leaves are laid out in a thin layer on a flat surface covered with dry cloth. This must be done in the shade under an awning. The leaves need to be turned over and mixed from time to time. The duration of pre-drying depends on many factors and is determined empirically. To do this, try to bend the central vein of the leaf. If it breaks with a characteristic click, then the sheet is not yet dry enough. It is important that they not only lose moisture, but fermentation processes are already starting inside. You can determine that the leaves are sufficiently dried by the central vein of the leaf. Now when the vein doesn't break, but bends are remaining intact. So, pre-drying is completed. I put some of the leaves in a plastic bag with a zip lock and send this bag to the freezer of the refrigerator with a temperature of -18 degrees. We will use this bag of leaves in the next video. In the meantime, we will collect the remaining dry leaves. It is very important not to dry the leaves so that they do not become brittle. The leaves should remain plastic and elastic and not break when squeezed by hand. The first step is crushing the leaves. For this I use a grinder. In this case I choose the grate with the largest holes. Yes, the leaves are crushed. Surprisingly, that this light green mass doesn't smell like figs. I smell only the smell of greenery, the smell of freshly cut grass. From this mass you can easily form a lump as there is a slight thickness. Step 5 is very important and responsible. This is fermentation. The final quality of tea will depend on it. We will need a lot because the green mass must be under pressure at this time. To maintain moisture during fermentation, the bowl should be under a wet towel, which must be moistened from time to time. Fermentation can take place at temperature between 24 and 30 degrees Celsius. I use a room with a temperature of 25 degrees. Fermentation lasts several hours and its duration is determined empirically by the appearance of a sufficiently strong smell of figs. At the moment when this smell becomes strong, fermentation must be stopped. My fermentation lasted 18 hours. Let's take off the towel and look at the fermented leaves. Yes, now the fig smell is felt as strong as the smell of greenery. The mass became darker and less sticky. Forming a lump is now much more difficult. The sixth step is drying the fermented mass. For this I use a home dehydrator. To prevent the mass falling through the holes of the trays, I put a fine nylon mesh in each tray. Loading trays. Spread the fermented mass evenly in a thin layer. Done. The dehydrator is full. Close it and set the operation mode. I use a temperature of 55 degrees Celsius for drying because it allows you to stop the process of wet fermentation in the right phase and not lose the achieved quality. I set the drying time to 6 hours. If that's not enough, I will add extra time. So, the drying has begun. So, it's been 6 hours. There was a pleasant smell of figs and a slight smell of dried herbs in the room. Let's look at the contents of the dehydrator. So, the mess became lighter and decreased in volume. It can be seen that the mess is already dry and additional drying time is not needed. Spread the contents of the trays on my favorite dish. Mate. Transfer the tea to a cardboard box. It is incomplete. There is air necessary for further dry fermentation, which will take place for another 1.5 or 2 months. After that, the tea will acquire the final taste and aroma. Therefore, a New Year picture may come in handy. But I will conduct the first tasting tomorrow when the tea has a little rest. Brew fig tea like regular green tea. The kettle contains 1 liter of boiled water with a temperature of 85-90 degrees. Put in it 1 full tablespoon of fig tea. The mystery of brewing has begun. After 15 minutes, the tea was brewed. The liquid turned greenish brown. Remove the tea leaves and mix the contents. In the cup, you can see that the color of this tea is greenish brownish. Time to try the tea. No bitterness at all. There is no strong astringency. Fresh, interesting taste. Mixed fig herbal aroma. There is a milky aftertaste like some Chinese green teas. I would like to take a couple more sips. Wonderful, tasty and healthy. By the way, I want to remind you that the next video we will prepare large leaf fig tea. Don't miss it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and together we will watch not only the growth of figs in my garden, but also cooking it in my kitchen.